to the social audio tech check. Join in from around the world and let's talk tech. No script, no stress, just hit connect. Welcome to the social audio tech check. It's 10 a.m. and the lights are low. Melbourne calling, let the rhythm go. No camera lens, just sound and vibe. The whole world's here and we're going live. From static sparks to golden tone, we fix it fast, we're not alone. A little glitch becomes the groove. That's the way we always move. Welcome to the social audio tech check. Join in from around the world and let's talk tech. No script, no stress, just hit connect. Welcome to the social audio tech check. Mics are hot, the signal's clear. Friends from everywhere, tune in here. We test, we learn, we laugh, we play, making magic on a Wednesday. Hear the hum of hearts online. Every echo falls in line. All our voices intertwine. Now the world's in perfect time. Welcome to the social audio tech check. Join in from around the world and let's talk tech. No script, no stress, just hit connect. Welcome to the social audio tech check. Welcome to the social audio tech check. Join in from around the world and let's talk tech. No script, no stress. Welcome to the social audio tech check. Join in from around the world and let's talk tech. No script, no stress.
Hello, Keith Callum, Melbourne, Australia, and we have a special edition today. This is the Social Audio Tech Check. And what we do is we check a lot of tech and a lot of cool things around the world, and often we talk about gadgets, but we had this inspiration recently that, look, a lot of people don't know about the what type of mic to buy. So I thought I'd have a tech check on mics. Now, what we're doing today, this is very, 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 very cool. Just hang with us as long as you can, and this replay will be on YouTube if you can't watch the whole show. I use a Samson Q2U. They're about $100, maybe less if you're using USD. $100 Australian. It plugs directly into your laptop, but you can also plug it through a little mixer, which I do, and I use the Zoom P4, which I love. And we'll talk about, that's the sound that I'm getting today. If you like this sound, that's how I get it. My friend Bez in Atlanta, Georgia, is using a Samson Q6, which is a very similar microphone, very similar, same brand, very similar specifications. They usually come in multi-packs, which are good for road trips, and they come in a little case, and they're pretty funky. And he uses a Go XLR. Now, these are gadgets that are very identical, but you'll hear what Bez sounds like. And another friend of mine from Vancouver, Tammy, is calling in with a Blue Yeti. Now, a Blue Yeti has the massive advantage of not needing a mic, a mixer. You just plug it straight in. So I'm not really sure which she has, the Blue Yeti or the Black Blue Yeti. Whoa, Blue Yeti, bam, bam. Whoa, Blue Betty. So let's have fun with it. Bez, you go first. You've set up the Go XLR with the Samson S6. Tell me what you're doing and how you set it up and what your plans are for this tech you're using. We got you there, Bez?
Yeah, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
We can.
Okay. Am I coming in strong and clear?
For some reason, you're very soft, and we'll workshop that today. You sound to me to be very soft, like either the gain's on low, or the volume on the gadget is low, or the volume on the mic is low. And what that means is you're picking up a lot of and we'll hear this in the replay. You're picking up a lot of background noise. It might be that you're just far away from the mic. If you could be
No,
closer to the mic,
I'm
you'll get a better sound.
I'm eating the mic. In fact,
Okay.
it's very loud in my ears because I've got a studio headset, so I'm hearing stuff. Yeah.
Wow. Let's play with that. Oh, we can hear you. So tell us what
Okay.
you've got. A Go XLR and the Samson Q6s.
Right.
What do you plan to use those for? Do you have your own show? For those that don't know, do you have your own show, or do you go on other people's shows, or how do you do it?
Well, primarily I've gone on other people's shows, but the intent after doing that is to start my own, and I actually have a platform to do that. So I just haven't pulled the trigger yet. I've done a few recordings, and Keith, you're one of them. But now it's go time. So this is one of my goals this year is to commit to that. So that is the plan. I'm actually have somebody helping me with a launch plan. So hopefully in the next 2 weeks we'll launch. But yeah, I have somebody right now helping me work out what that launch plan is going to be, and we're just going to pull the trigger on it.
I love this. I just love it because what you're doing is what a lot of people are doing. You have the desire to do a show, but you don't have necessarily the time. Now, this is a chronic problem with entrepreneurs, especially with side hustles. So you've already got a job and it's full time and it's full on, but you've got extra capacity. So we're going to talk a lot about this today. And with that in mind, I'll bring Tammy in from Vancouver. She's got a blue Yeti. Is it the blue one or the black one?
It's the blue one.
It's the
blue one.
Whoa, Blue Betty, Bam Lamb. It's the blue
Black Betty. Yeah, that one. I know that song.
Yeah. So, what do you do, and what do you use this tech for? Because these are also very, very popular mics. You can plug them directly into your laptop or PC, and they're very, very affordable and very good, aren't they?
It's my favorite. I can't really say that I've used a lot of microphones, but I'm a clinical hypnotherapist, so I use it for my sessions. And I've recently hopped over onto Substack, and they have a podcast studio there. So I'm experimenting quite a bit on there. On the articles, I am also adjacently putting in audio to the articles I'm posting. And so I've just kind of playing around with it, experimenting. That's what it's all about.
I love it. I love it. And the thing that's very interesting is that a lot of this tech is very affordable now. Like I choose to use a dynamic mic and a little mixer, but the Blue Yeti is maybe $100, and it plugs directly into your laptop, doesn't it?
It's actually on my Mac. I have a USB hub that I'm using. But other than that, it's a USB-C hub, just to be a little bit more specific because we're being all techie.
Yeah.
So
what does that mean? What does that mean? A USB hub? What does that mean?
Well, it's like because the USB doesn't go into my Mac.
Because it's
so
USB-C.
I need a converter kind of thing.
Okay. So you plug.
So it's a port. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. A little gadget that converts the very cool. So in a way, and you might even love this, I use this one called the Zoom P2. I don't know if you've heard of this one. Now, the great advantage of this gadget, and I better be very careful because I think I have heard reports that it doesn't work with the Blue Yeti, but the great advantage of this gadget, which is $100 American dollars, 200 Canadian dollars, probably, same as us, shocking, double it, I'm joking, but it's not that far from the truth, is that these gadgets are designed to exactly what you say. They are designed to add context, but also allow you to, instead of plugging it straight in, have a little bit of control. But what you're doing now sounds perfect. So what do you use the Blue Yeti for?
Well, I have used it on the go. When I was doing a setup outside, I was able to plug it into my phone. So that worked really well. I play with the gain a little bit when I'm recording for the podcast or making hypnosis audios. That seems to be really good. In addition to that, just because I live in a very busy household and there's always kind of like something going on in the background, I use Crisp as yeah, so it
I now
automatically
I
takes out the
remember.
background noise. So I have that software as well.
Now,
So that's
actually,
always been
I love what you're saying there. I'm interrupting because I'm so excited. You have this triple whammy strategy. I want you to take what you're doing, sit down, get a cup of tea. This is going to be good. I'm going to play a special sound now. And we're back on KKFM. We have the world's leading expert on Descript and Crisp AI. So what Tammy does, you got to listen to this. This is genius.
Oh, well, thank you. I feel like I'm a beginner, but so with my recordings, I don't necessarily have anything else other than fancier. I record it in Zoom. I can record it in the podcast studio on Substack. I can even record it in Descript. So I just take that audio file and then upload it into Descript, and it has like a studio sound that equalizes the entire audio file. So it sounds so beautiful as a podcast. And I've taken it on and off and I can hear the difference. And I know other people can hear the difference. But what's really beautiful about the Descript and using AI technology, there was just one word that I needed to replace. And I was kind of scratching my head and I really didn't want to redo the whole entire recording. So with the help of AI, I was able to, in Descript, re-record just one word and copy it into where I needed it to be, and then cut out the word that was not needing to be there. So, and it did it so beautifully and seamlessly. I am a huge fan of Descript.
Yeah. Let's play this out. So descript.com is it, tell us how much it costs and why you use it. It's a game. Bez, you need to hear this. This is a very important piece of knowledge. It takes a file which is random, probably sounds okay, but a little bit rough around the edges. And with a little bit of AI, you could make it sound like the radio, can't you?
Yeah, I mean, it's really beautiful. I felt a little bit more polished than maybe I deserved, and I kind of kudos to myself. I felt really good about it. And then when we bumped into each other and I started talking about it, you seemed rather impressed with my beginner setup. So I kind of maybe just fell into it with luck. Kind of speaking to the price points, I think what I've got is $24 a month, and I'm going to use it on a daily basis. But they have different ones for business. I'm just looking at it right now. There's a custom enterprise one. So you're looking at anywhere from $16 to $50 for the packages that they have. And then they have like custom ones that you can do as well. I originally started out on the free plan. So I'll go back just a moment. I started on the free plan. They only give you so many minutes as a credit.
Of course.
And then once those credits are done up, of course, you're going to be in the middle of a project and you're going to be like,
oh no. Oh,
yeah,
no.
like I need to finish this. So of course I fell down the well and just bought it. And then I realized how much I loved it. And I was really happy with that $24 a month.
Yeah. Let's pick up on this. I'm really excited about this show because I know it's going to be a resource for newbies. So, Tammy, who uses the Blue Yeti, uses two pieces of software which are almost indispensable, but there are variations. So Crisp.ai is a noise cancellation software that also does note-taking, which is very handy if you want to turn your blog, your podcast into a blog. I'm not sure if you've used that feature yet. We'll come back to that. And then Descript takes that transcript and allows you to edit it very simply by taking out words rather than having to edit things. Now, Bez, I want to pick up on this because you and I have talked a lot about Audacity, which is a manual process, fantastic, but time consuming. Can you imagine Descript possibly being your secret weapon here? And have you thought of it?
Yeah, I actually have that or Riverside FM, one of those two. But I've heard a lot of great things about Descript, and I, I'm interested in hearing more. And yeah, because it has to help me cut down on editing time because that I don't have. And I think when I didn't decided not to do it, I was thinking, well, I'm going to do it myself. But I mean, here I am a year later, haven't even launched because I don't even have the time to go and edit or do
Yeah.
proper editing of a podcast. Yeah.
Let me pick up on this without sounding too brutal. In March of 2025, the day before Green Day came to Australia, and I went to the best concert I've ever been to in my whole life. Bez said, "Oh, mate, I just want to interview you about your story. You've had a bit of a journey, and can you just tell us what happened?" And we had, I reckon, my best interview ever. He goes, "Oh, mate, this is a good story. I'm going to get this out." I says, "Yeah, no worries. I'm just going into the city. It's Friday now, but I'll be back on Monday, and I've got Monday off. So just send me the file." And this is March of 2025. And so in April 2025, I'm saying, "Mate, I'm still waiting. How you doing?" In May of 2025, I'm thinking, "Oh, mate, this is never going to happen." And here we are in May of 2026. It's May like next week. Still nothing happened. So, and that's okay because you get busy. But imagine if you could use something like Riverside FM or Descript or Crisp to fill in that gap. This is why this show is going to be so important. It's a masterclass in editing software and also getting it right first thing. So, mate, I think this is probably going to be the catalyst for you. Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm pretty excited about that. So can't wait to maybe do a little bit experimenting.
Yeah. So, Tammy, I want you to meet Bez. He's a very cool dude. He lives in Atlanta, Georgia, and he's got lots going on. And he is going to launch his podcast one day, and you can be on it. But
I would love that. Yeah.
Yeah. One of the things I love about this show is that people who have never met each other from opposite sides of the world, who would never have meet in person or in context. And also Marcello, who actually lives in Atlanta, is crying out to meet you, man. He's crying out like he's sending messages. "Where are you? We're supposed to meet in person. I live here. Come on. What are you doing?" So, it's a great way to meet new people, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I love Tammy. There's a lot of Tammys on LinkedIn, so you're gonna have to help. What's the last name I can look you up on?
Oh, the last name is McCrory, so it's MCCROARY. Tammy McCrory. I'm a clinical hypnotherapist out of Vancouver, Canada. The other thing that kind of just popped in my mind, Bez, I was really curious of what you're doing in the editing and what you're trying to accomplish with your files. Because one of the things that I was first introduced about Descript is that a recording file that has a lot of pauses or a lot of repetitive words like and like you don't know what you're talking about and you pause a lot, it will go through the whole entire, like it will scrub the whole entire audio file and take out the words you don't want in there as well.
Oh, just not individually, but every time I say
yes,
it'll take out every one of them.
Yes.
Oh man,
and that
saves you about an hour right there.
It is so cool. You can highlight the words that you want to take out. So if there was an entire sentence, I just need to highlight it and go delete, done. And it copies it and like it does exactly what it needs to do.
Wow, is it? I think I have a sound for that.
The winner to me, yeah.
I've just sent you Tammy's LinkedIn profile, Bez, and Omar. So I'll bring Omar in because this is another. So this is look at what's happening here. I'm in Melbourne, Australia. Tammy is in Vancouver. I don't know where the dog is, but Bez is in Atlanta, Georgia, and Omar is in Phoenix, Arizona. So
That's correct.
isn't it, so? I'd love to hear your thoughts, Omar. We had a great show yesterday, and I'd love. You still don't know what the brand of your mic is, and that's okay. But what software do you use in the shows that you do? Tell us what shows you do, but what do you do with your shows, and what do you do to edit them, and what software do you use? This is going to be, as I said, a master class for everyone listening to help. Did we lose you? I think we lost you. What are you thinking, Omar? What software do you use?
Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I couldn't hear the question. I got kicked out.
Yep. So what we're we had a few technical difficulties there, ladies and gentlemen. So we're talking a lot about editing and software and microphones. The first point of call, of course, is to have a microphone, but that's not the only point. What happens after that? Do you edit with Descript or Treble FM or Crisp AI, or do you use ClipCut, or what editing format do you use for your shows to get it to market?
So most of my shows are live, but the ones that are taped, I use VEE VD.io basically. So VEED.io. It's a good website, and you can do a lot of editing in there, a lot of improvements. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that one. I'm not sure if you heard of it.
Veed.io, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's right. I'll just find it for everyone. What I love about this show, especially what we're doing today, is that this show goes live, but it also is replayed on YouTube. So in this first hour, and this may very well be my best show, in this first hour, we are covering a lot of ground that makes it worth re-listening to. So what does video do? I've heard of it, but what does it do?
It's more editing. You can put a video in there. You can edit the video. It's more for video editing. Yeah, you can do audio editing. I don't think you can do pictures, but it's VEED.io. Pretty cool website there. I've been using it for a couple of years now for my quiz show and the other show that I do. So, yeah, amazing. Anybody else heard of that one?
Yeah, we have heard of it. What I'd love to know is, does it have a comprehensive audio format? And do you even bother with audio? Because you're a video guy, yeah?
Yeah, I don't use audio unless I'm doing a voiceover or I need to change something in there. But yeah, I mean, yeah, or for my theme song, I use it, but I don't really use it for audio much.
Yeah, you're not an audio. Do you wear headphones?
Not now. I'm not wearing one. No.
So,
but
I'm quite fascinated by audio, because a lot of people seem to live in a different dimension to me.
Yep.
Like they think, man, well, what are you talking about? I can't hear that. What do you mean? I say, what do you mean you can't hear it? It's right there. Like, why can't you hear it? Like, for instance, Bez has a little bit of sound going on in the background, a little bit of a sort of a hiss. That I don't think anyone in the world can hear this other than me, but I can hear it, and that's not important. But I'm sometimes so amazed that people can't hear what I hear. I feel like I've got this hidden, undesirable superpower, you know. Like I'm that funny person at the party that always perks out what's wrong, you know. Sorry, I can hear that bit of a hiss in your microphone there. What's going on? What do you mean? I'm just talking. But anyway, someone's got to do it. Someone's got to do it. Yeah.
I think
now,
it's on your side.
I'm going to give everyone you think you might be right. It might be a hiss here. Yeah.
Because I was muted, and I heard some but I had to really find it and hone down, and I heard some feedback. It wasn't a lot, you know.
Yeah.
Your side, because I've got these Vader Dynamics headset, and so I'm hearing everything. Like you said, oh, you're low, you're a little low on volume. I'm like, man, it's loud in my ears, right? And then I did hear some feedback coming from yours, but it's not that much. But yeah, it might be coming from your side. Yeah.
I think it is. I'm happy to take the blame for that.
No.
Why I love this?
We're
Why I
trying to
love
figure
this
it out,
show?
you know.
What?
Yeah, I hear it too. I hear it too. By the way, too. Yeah, so there is some kind of a
little bit of a buzz, a little bit of a hum in the background.
Yeah, that's okay. You could just blame it on the grasshoppers.
Yeah. Oh, the locusts.
Yeah,
Now,
exactly. That's the word.
why I love this show, why I love this show so much is that we learn from each other. And Jason is calling in from Alberta, and he has arguably the coolest setup of everyone on this in this community. What do you use, Jason? I know you use the Rodecaster, but I don't know if I've ever asked you what mic you use. What are you thinking, Jason? I know you use the Rodecaster, which is an amazing piece of technology, $1,000 Australian to buy one. I'm not even going to consider myself capable of that in the next few weeks. But what mic do you use? I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, hello everybody. I use an Audio Technica, and it plugs into the Rodecaster. So it is like a coaxial jack that goes into the back of the Rodecaster. Yeah. Not a USB one. I can't claim to say that I have like the nicest mic ever, but I do notice a big difference in this mic over like the USB one. I have, for example, if I'm at my day job and I've got to do an interview, I use that kind of like my secondary mic. So that's what I have.
Definitely tell. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, let me just try and work out what that is. Does it look like a normal sort of rock star mic, or is it black and does it have a grill, or is it silver with a gray grill?
It's black with a grill and it's on a really heavy stand. But that's the stand, obviously, I got to hold the thing.
Yeah. So I'm guessing, do you know if it's dynamic?
It's dynamic. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm guessing, I'm just going to guess at this, and I'm just a bit of a smart ass. I think it's an Audio Technica 4040.
Yep. I think that's what it is.
Oh, I'm going to play a sound. I'm going to play a special sound. And we have a winner. We guessed it right. The Audio Technica.
Apologies. Sorry. It's a 2020. Sorry. It's circular, not square.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
Isn't the 2020 condenser mic?
I don't know. No.
All right. That's
you know
okay.
More than me. Maybe it is a 4040. You know more than me.
Yeah. This is part of the fun. This is the 2020.
Okay.
No, I know this sounds very techie, but this is extremely important. If you've got a podcast in you and you're waiting desperately to find the time to do it, you could be spending some of that time getting some tech.
That's my mic. Yeah.
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 Okay, so that is the Audio Technica 2020.
Yeah. Sorry, not the 4040.
Yeah. No, that's good. These are very good. These are an extremely good mic, and they look good too. Why do you love it, and what does it compare to?
I had a Yeti before, so when we first started the podcast, that's what I used, and it was serviceable. Actually, the first mic I had was a Snowball.
Oh, yes, Snowball. Yeah.
Yeah, and like it was okay, and then I got the Yeti. And after that, because the podcast grew a bit, and then we were looking at doing an audiobook for the books we published, I wanted a higher quality kind of studio like mic. And it's not like somebody's posting some stuff there, which is very true. Like it's not, an $1,000 mic. It's kind of entry level, but it does sound noticeably better than the USB mic I had for sure.
And you plug that into the Rodecaster, yeah?
Yeah, it goes directly into the Rodecaster, and then you have the power of the Rodecaster to really dial down the settings of the mic to get the best out of it.
And like anything, when you're learning to drive, you're probably not going to buy a Lamborghini. I wouldn't. But when you get really good at driving, you might want one. So, you know, the Roadcaster is a bit of a Lamborghini, like $1,000 Australian. So, I mean, you'd have to be pretty keen. But they do have a little brother called the Duo, which I'll talk about in a minute. But what we're talking about today is software. Now, I want to pick up on this. This is very, very cool. And I want to just reiterate what we've talked about. We've talked about Crisp, which is a very, very, very good software to accentuate sound. Very cool. Very affordable. We've talked about Descript, which is a very good editing program to make your stuff sound like the radio. We've talked about Riverside, which is podcasting software, and we've talked about Video, which is editing software for video. And I'd love to know, do you use any of those, or do you use something else?
I have used Descript now for 1.5 years, and it is a huge time saver for how busy I am. The other guest, I'm so sorry, I forget her name.
Tammy,
yeah, Tammy mentioned Descript. And I don't want to, I could rehash what she said, but I whatever she said was very accurate for the time saving amount of editing that it does.
Well, look, you're a lot closer to each other than we are from each other. So, you know, you're probably a couple hours drive from Vancouver. I'm guessing maybe it's probably a whole day. I don't know, but it's a big place. But you're in the same time zone and you're in the same country. So it's pretty cool that we've got 2 Canadians here.
That's not really great for me. I'm used to being the token Canadian around here.
Ah, okay. Oh, no. Okay. So
I used to go down to the States a lot. So that's kind of like when you're around Americans all the time, they're fascinated with like the token Canadians. So whereabouts in Alberta are you, Jason?
I live central Alberta on a farm.
Okay, so fantastic.
I
lived in Calgary for 20 years.
Yeah, we're just a little bit further north than Calgary.
Yeah, well, the very, very cool thing, Tammy, that Jason may never tell you, is that he has more followers in Instagram than the whole population of his town. It's a very unique proposition. I can't say that because 6 million people live in Melbourne. Imagine if I said that I've got more followers than the people that live in Melbourne. Well, that is a genius idea, but it's not the truth. So this is good. Descript is a very good one. Now, I would love to pick up on this, Jason, because you have a full-time job as a teacher. Maybe let's spend a couple of minutes talking about, as long as you have, on how you manage to teach full-time and do all your content. This is something we all want to know. What are some of your secret hacks that you can share for time saving editing? What do you do? Descript obviously is one of them. Yeah.
Well, I was going to say an unhealthy work-life balance, probably. No. So the podcast that we do, my wife and I do, is we do once a week. Descript has definitely saved my time. So Descript has allowed the editing process to go from, a couple of hours to 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But the majority of my time is on the social media posts, the video creation, and then running the business. So I guess the easiest thing I can say is you need to be consistent and carve out time. So whenever I can, I'm taking B-roll of the pets because that's who people follow us for, is to see our dogs and our cat.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm constantly I have B-roll, and then I've gotten better at organizing it so I can find clips very, very quick.
Ah, of course.
Yeah. And then I batch it. So I come up with the theme of the day, and then I make 2 to 3 posts around the theme of the day. And either work on that at night or early in the morning and schedule it out. So if I'm teaching, things just post while I'm working.
Yeah. This is genius, but it's also very doable. I really want to pick up on this. The idea that once you get a rhythm, and that's the right word, once you get a rhythm, it's almost seamless. And I'll give you a really good example, and let's play on this for people that haven't got their rhythm yet. So I did a show yesterday, which was pretty good. And what we did on that show was we all bashed about with our favorite gadget to make images. We talked about Substack, and we talked about Bing, and we talked about Gemini, and we talked about Claude, and we all had a go. There's about 6 of us. Then what I did after the show finished, in half an hour, I knocked out a blog post about it because I was so inspired, and I got all the text sort of set up. And that blog post had 300 views overnight. Right now, I only pumped it out because I've got a rhythm. I did the show; it was in my mind. I made a cup of tea. I just did it, and that's sort of what you're saying, Jason, isn't it? That once you get a bit of a rhythm going, you can get stuff out faster because you've done it a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It does come, like, I'm not going to lie. What I do comes with sacrifice. So there's things I can't do in a day that I used to before. So there's only so much time. And when that time runs out, you got to cut from somewhere else if you want to do certain things. So, but I love doing it. I love interacting with the dogs and the cat. So that it's fun. But like there's things I used to watch sports. I don't do that anymore. So there's things in my personal life that I had to kind of say goodbye to.
Yeah.
That's what I always tell my colleagues if they're like, hey, how do you get all that stuff done? I'm like, well, how long is a sports game? Every day if you're watching it or whatever.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
You can
like I love watching I'm watching Stargate at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Which I love. But, cup of tea, watch Stargate, that's an hour of my life. I spend it with wifey. We sit on the couch. It's our way of unwinding.
Mm-hmm.
Now that we choose to do that. But if I was making content, that is something I could get another hour in the day by just not watching TV.
Yeah, that's the plus minus. Yep.
Yeah. So I love doing it, but I also don't do other things. So it comes at an expense. What about you, Tammy? Do you have to sacrifice some things, or you've got a good balance going there?
I think I have a good balance, but we'll see. I'm starting to ramp up with a launch for a beta signature program, and I have kind of reduced my one-on-one clients for now because I knew that this would be a big transition period in my business. I've really dedicated a lot of time in my mornings to doing this and creating on Substack. So I'm finding my rhythm. I'm getting a flow going on in there, but we'll see how things continue once everything kind of gets folded in. Yeah.
It's very, very important. And what about you, Bez? Do you want to talk a bit about flow? I know you're very busy and you're having a bit of trouble, but can we help you squeeze a little bit more out of the day, or are you already pushed to the limit? What are you thinking, Bez? Are you still there? I'll come back to that if you're not. I think it's actually an extremely important discussion to have, because especially social media, we look at this stuff and we go, well, how are they doing that? But if you look behind the scenes, you'll find that they're doing it by sacrificing other things which you might want to do. Like you might want to watch a game of sport. You might want to go for a walk on the beach. You might want to find a beach near your town, if there is one, and go for a walk there. But you might not. You might be happy to create in a dark room on a computer in the middle of the night, which I'm saying that because that's exactly how it feels. And I get these great blog posts out in the middle of the night, but I could be watching TV with wifey. So you are right, Jason. It's all about priorities. And it's not as easy as it sounds. Do we have you there, Bez, or have you muted? You lost us? What are you doing?
I am right here. You have not lost me. I'm here.
So have you heard what we've been saying about finding more time in the day? Is this somewhat beneficial, or are you just pumped? you just pump to the wall?
No, I think with some of these tools, I can really cut down on time, and I'm interested in going after it. I mean, because if I can use Descript to help me edit it, and Crisp, um, I'll have to check that one out. But do you need Crisp, or is Descript good enough? Why do you use both?
Crisp is a noise cancellation program. So Crisp has a
Gotcha.
very, very unique set of features. First of all, it's a noise cancellation offering, which is very cool. And I'm really curious as to why you sound so soft. So that Crisp would make that sound better. And it's also a note taker. It's not an editor. Like Crisp is not an editor. So it doesn't have any editing features. It just records. Would that be a very good way to explain that, Tammy? It doesn't have any features.
There are some features in it, but let me just see. I'm going to bring it up. I don't have features like Descript has. I can take notes. I can send them to people. It really just kind of, that was the main focus that drew me to Crisp, was the noise cancellation. Yeah, that's really what it's all about for me. And then with the note taking, I can make notes, or like just copy and paste notes from conversations that I'm having, and send that to my clients. So if there was something that I said, instead of them going, oh my gosh, I need to write that down, I just copy and paste it and send it off to them. I don't need to like rewrite it. I'm not spending extra time. It's just a tool that I've kind of come accustomed to using. Yeah, so that's really the biggest feature for me.
Yeah. And do you envisage possibly writing blogs about this as like little reference points?
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
Yeah. Do you envisage taking some of those notes and turning them into blog posts, written format rather than audio format?
Absolutely. One of the coaches I'm working with had mentioned that, because I mean, I have years of stuff, and if I start going through there, I could really find some gems. Use that for podcasts, or at least create something from that. I'm really good once I have something to bounce off of.
Yeah.
It's easier for me to create. I can't just create out of thin air. That's really not my forte. I'm just not designed to do that. So if I have something to go back to and comment on or expand on, that's really, really helpful for me.
I love this, because in June, I want to feature you on this. In June, I know a lot of people feel this pain. I'm actually going to start a new show, and I even wrote a new song called Repurpose 3030. And the basic idea, as a community, there's no judgment, is you've already got content sitting there, and you just haven't got around to doing anything with it, right? It's not your fault. You're just busy, right? Well, as a community, in the month of June and several other months that have 30 days, we are going to get together and help each other work out how to repurpose our content. I'm very proud of this show. I did it in November. It was actually a game changer. So there's no judgment. It's not a challenge. You don't have to do anything. You're already busy. You're already awesome. You don't have to do anything else. But if you want to, there's other people that say, hey, have you tried this site? You might not have heard of this one. This actually saves me a lot of time by. Have you thought of doing this? This is how I do it. Have you tried it? So that show starts on the 2nd of June. And every Tuesday in June, we're going to pick one tool or one strategy, and we're all going to help each other. And the basic premise is 30 pieces of content in 30 days. It's not a challenge. It's not obligatory. No one wins a prize and no one loses. Is that the sort of thing that you'd be interested in, Tammy? Can you see yourself engaging in that idea?
I think that's a very valuable thing to be putting time towards. Absolutely. I mean, we create these things on the fly, or like when we're in flow. Let's just say that you're having conversations and you're in flow and you just say something a certain way. You've never really said it that way before, and it lands completely different. But you don't have that written down. You don't even know if you're going to say that again the same way. And it just feels like a gold nugget. Like you just don't want to lose it. So I think going back and being able to repurpose things is extraordinarily valuable.
Yeah. And the first principle that we're going to talk about with this site is what's already working. Because as you said, a lot of people can't start from a standing start and go, oh, look, blank sheet of paper, got to write something today. Everyone has trouble with that. But if you think, look, I've done a podcast every week for 10 weeks, which one was the best one? Let's start there. Start with your best content. This is the basic premise. And that's why I love stats. This is the fundamental reason why I love stats. So I want to give you this really cool example. I on a whim, on a Monday morning, nothing to do, I wrote a blog post. Is Substack the new Twitter? Oh, cool title. Let's just play with that. Had 500 views overnight. My highest score. 500 people read it in one day. I'm thinking, okay, that landed. Let's do more of that. But it was just a random thought on a Monday morning because I didn't have anything else going. And sometimes that glorious content comes that way, doesn't it? It's not planned. It's not logical. It's just spontaneous. But a lot of us, me included, we let it go. We never sort of juice it up. We never sort of milk it. There's gold in there. I could probably do a whole show about that. I could make hundreds of pieces of content from that one idea because it landed. And that's sort of what you're saying, isn't it, Tammy?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm curious with that article, what are you doing for your SEO? Are you putting tags in there? Are you using some of the SEO keywords? What do you think is also behind the scenes and the settings that you're doing? Are you adding to, like, would you consider also doing an audio of that article? Yeah, just getting the juice out of it. I'm really curious behind the scenes, and then what you would be willing to do
Yeah.
with that article as well.
So I'm so glad you asked that question. I wouldn't have thought of answering that in my own time, but a friend of ours in Brazil who has a really cool site called Go Brunch, which is a sort of basically a live streaming site that's very interactive. It's very cool. He created a new site called Savannah Bay, and it's an SEO site for AI. Like it'll blow your head apart, right? I think I might have sent this to you. So every time I write a blog post out of my own brain, I pump it into Savannah Bay, and it says, "Look, this is not bad. It's 70 out of 100, but you can do better." And here's what I suggest. It gives you like 3 choices. Have you thought of changing the headings to H2? That'll work. Good for SEO. Doesn't change the article very much, but Google loves it. Or have you thought of writing a frequently asked questions thing at the bottom? Wow. No, I haven't thought of that. So most of my articles get 70 out of 100, like straight off the bat, which is not bad. 70 out of 100 just straight away because I'm doing it all the time. But then it says, here's a couple of really cool tricks that could really help you get better SEO. This is a completely free site. Well, the decoder is. This is my friend Richard from Brazil invented this, and what it does is it says, we know that people search for things differently now. We know this, right? So rather than doing what we used to do, let's make everything AEO friendly. It's unbelievable. Have I sent this to you, Tammy?
I don't think so. I was just going back through our messages and no, because this is very interesting. I'm going to use it.
Yeah. So what I do is, um, actually, let me just play a bit of a game here. I'll find one and I'll tell you exactly how it looks. So Savannah Bay is a site which Richard maybe wants to monetize at one time, but what he's done is so that you get to check it, is he has this little decoder which is completely free, and it gives you a bit of a guide about what to do. And I can tell you that I'm doing it every day, so it's working. So I do the blog post out of my own sort of mind, whatever I think of, whatever I come up with. And then I massage it throughout the day. And I want to just talk about this strategy because it's very important and it picks up on what you're saying. So here's what it looks like. I've never had any more than 90 out of 100, but here's the this is what it looks like, Tammy. You get this
Okay.
little message that says your post is very compatible with AI. Well done. Click, play a little sound, give yourself a round of applause. And it's brilliant. But what I normally do is 60 to 70 right off the bat. And then it gives you all these suggestions. I've sent it to you as a link on LinkedIn. So while we're talking, if you like, punch in one of your blog posts and see what you get. You'll probably get 50, 60 out of 100 straight away because you do. But there's other things you can try. And given that you're already using Crisp, which is a note taker, you can punch the transcript of the interview into a blog post and it'll create it. Right. So this is another time saver. Is this sort of what you were going with it? What do you do for SEO?
I'm just using the tags and finding my way through it. They give you suggestions right in Substack. So I really just sorting through and experimenting. So I'm really excited about this. I've got the Savannah Bay up right now, and I'm gonna go find an article I wrote this morning and put it in there. See what comes up.
Let's do that as a live test, and then you can muck around and you can come back to me. What I love doing, this is actually how I do it, Savannah. I'm so proud of this. What I do is I do an article, and I do this via the app, and then I pump it really hard for an hour or two, and then it flatlines. I just made that word up. It flatlines, just so it goes flat. There's nothing happening. So I want to share this because this is actually my strategy. I'm so glad we're doing this because this is like a masterclass. I do the article anyway, right? And I put it out there, and it sort of has a little bit of a spike straight away, and you get excited, and you're all proud of yourself because you've written this article, and it looks good, and it sounds good, and it reads well. And then it sort of goes away, right? You can see on the screen, it flatlines. Now, that usually coincides with when I go to bed because I've been pumping it all day, pump. Yeah, really cool. And then I go to sleep. So I go to bed and it's flatlines. Then I get up in the morning and I go, what else can I try? So you pump this site into Savannah Bay, and it says, why don't you try adding a frequently asked questions at the bottom? Just the top 10 questions you get asked all the time, every day, for things you already know. Right? Just add it at the bottom. You can do it with every post if you like. And then look, a spike. Got a spike. And then you're off to the races again. And then you get this little increase, and then it flatlines again. And right at the top is probably where I went to bed. And it flatlines again. And then you try it again the next day. What else can I try? My biggest success of all is when I change the title. Can you believe it? I just changed the title. I think of a title that makes sense to human beings in the English language. And then I have a chat to Copilot and Perplexity, and I go, how would you say this better? Give me 10 titles that really snap. Oh, okay. And then it gives me these 10 titles, and one of them I go, wow, that's it. I love that. Oh, that's good. Then I try it, and then I get a spike. All I've done is change one thing, the title. Do you do blog posts, Jason? Do you have time for that? Do you have time?
I write on Substack, so we have a weekly newsletter. I don't know if you'd call that a blog post. And then I do challenge myself because I do enjoy writing to write another article during the week. It just depends on how much time I have. Usually it's like debunking something happening in pet science or some viral pet story. So I try to keep it science and pet adjacent. And that's kind of fun because that's hard to get across on social media and get a lot of eyes on it. But on Substack, I can take my time to really explain it. Yeah. And people seem to like it.
The thing I love about Substack is it's very modular. And what I mean by that is that I write an article just out of my own brain, with a little bit of help, and then I pump it out, and then I think, and I don't mind doing this. I'm not embarrassed by this strategy. It's not 100%. I know that. I just want to get it out because it's in my brain. I want to get it out. It might be 80% there. It's not perfect, but and this is a very good strategy for people that can't get content out. If I wait till it's perfect, well, I'm never going to do it because I'm always going to find something wrong with it. Oh, I don't like that image. Oh, geez, I didn't say that very well. Do you spell parallel with 2 L's? You know, is this how you say it? Is it there or is it there? Is it red or is it red? You know, I'm always getting my spelling wrong and my grammar wrong. I could beat myself up for years on that, and then suddenly nothing gets out. So I spelled it wrong. I'll just fix it. And I get it out, and then I change it. And sometimes it takes me maybe 2 or 3 days to get the post right. But at least it's out there. Yeah? Does that make sense, Jason? Or do you beat yourself up about getting it right? I guess you are a teacher, so you're probably in a different realm to me, yeah?
No, I make mistakes all the time. And one of the things that I think I'm okay with is there's a good saying that perfect is the enemy of good. Yeah. Or something like that. Maybe I even got that saying wrong. But the whole point is that if you obsess over trying to make something perfect, you'll do a post a week, when really if you try your best and you have some typos or there's some glitch or some weird editing jank, you have more content going out.
Yeah.
So I like, of course, my wife is much better at proofreading, so the important stuff is proofread. But sometimes we do have typos, and I don't stress about it. It just is what it is.
Perfect is better. Done is better than perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Think about all the things you can get done instead of waiting around for them to be perfect. There's a lot of stuff you can get done.
What do you think, Tammy? Are we onto something here? Does this resonate?
It really does. As I was going back through one of my first articles, I actually went in and edited it today. I'm like, I don't like that. I don't like that. I'm like, oh my gosh, if I go back and start editing all of the stuff I've already published, this will be a never ending like sandpit. Like I will be stuck doing this. I just have to like walk away. Like it's done. It's as perfect as it needs to be and just walk away. So there's something to that. I'm not a perfectionist, but I want things to look good. I want it to sound good. And you're your own worst critic, right? So I think you just have to get it to a place where, yeah, I agree. Done is better than perfect.
And the thing that's quite fascinating about this, and I can tell you this for sure because this is what I do, is that sometimes I chase the dopamine, you know, I think I can get another 20 views if I change the title. And then I find myself saying, actually, this article is right. It's perfect as it is. And that's where it's going to sit. I sometimes find myself saying, you know, I could go back and change the title and change the graphic and put a new keyword in there, and I could change the description. And I could just do that. And I could be here for a week. But it had 500 views and that's all. Time for a new one. Right? Luckily, I don't have any trouble coming up with ideas. So there's a new one coming. like you're tapping me on the back of the head saying, hang on, Keith, that one's had 500 views. Can you let your little brother have a turn? And there's a new article coming out, right? It's in me. It's got to come out. It's sort of sitting there busting to get out. The curse of a creative. So sometimes you do have to just let it go. And Bez, jump in if you're getting some value here, because I think we're really talking for you here. You need to get it out. You need to get this stuff out. It doesn't have to be perfect. Is this resonating, or are you busy? You're walking the dog. What are you doing? Does this resonate? Are you getting something out of this?
It's resonating. Absolutely. No, it's it's nice to hear it. I think sometimes we get in our own, and I think for me it's not so much getting in my own way as that the time constraint. I'm working. There's a few things I'm focused on, and I'm really going pretty deep and all in on. This is one of those things I do want to get out, and I think with some of the things I've been seeing out there on tools that help you do it quicker and faster, and actually automate some of the things, I think I'm be very interested in just moving on with that, and just instead of using my time, let's use some tools that make things more efficient, and I'll just pay what I have to pay, so that way I don't pay in my time. So yeah, it is resonating. And just to let you know, I am going to exit stage.
Are you going to go? Yeah, that's
what
you
left. Because,
you've got a. What are you doing tomorrow? What's your thing? What are you doing tomorrow?
Well, we're doing the 1 million cups, so I got a pretty busy day, and yes, so I'll be doing quite a bit of things, and I got an early start. But yeah, just I really appreciate.
No worries.
You put it.
Round of applause. Round of applause, mate. You're doing so much work. Never beat yourself up. You're doing much more than most. Like, you're just doing so much. I mean, there's always more to do, but don't beat yourself up, because you're doing your best, and it's more than adequate.
Well, thank you, and Tammy, nice to meet you, and Jason, always good to run into you, and I love the things you're doing with your doggies, and so I'm a big dog fan. So keep on.
Okay, well, that's good. So let me rewind. Actually, this is very good. Let me just rewind a bit here, and regroup on the first hour. We can keep going if time allows, and it's a good chance to have a break if you need to. I won't be offended. I've got a special sound for that, or have I? I don't think I've got a sound effects sound anymore. So let's regroup on what we've talked about. We've talked for an hour. If you're actually listening to the replay, we've just hit the 1 hour mark. I know this is so engrossing that you've probably forgotten the time, but let me just pick up on what we've said. We've talked a lot about Savannah Bay and this idea that you can actually get this mammoth SEO hit with this free site that a friend of mine has invented. It's very cool. As time allows, I might get Tammy to go and have a look at some of her posts there. We've talked a lot about our Substack strategies for getting more views, and this is what I get with the app. I'm averaging about 200 or 300 views on every post, which I'm very excited about. We talked about Jason's Rodecaster and his Audio Technica 2020. Great combination, fantastic combination. And that's very, very cool. We've talked a lot about Tammy's Blue Yeti. Let me just go right down to the bottom of the screen and get that one. And this is where the magic happened today, I think. We talked about Crisp. We talked about Descript. And we also talked about Riverside. And between these tools, I think you'll be able to create a very magical experience, and it'll save you time. But let's regroup. What do you think, Jason? Is that a good recap of what you want to mention you do, or how do you do it? Any other thoughts?
No, that was great. I was happy to come and talk about audio, and I learn some stuff every time I come. So yeah, I'm pretty happy. I am gonna have to duck out right away.
I figured you would.
Yeah.
And you, Tammy, you need to go, or do you want to have a bit of an experiment with Savannah Bay while we're talking?
Yeah, let's do Savannah Bay, even if it's another 5-10 minutes. I'm game.
All right. I'll tell you what we'll do. I wrote a song about 3030. I'm very proud of this. I think the idea of repurposing is so powerful that we really need to pick up on it. So what I'll do is we've hit the hour. I think this playing a song gives people permission to go if they need to go, or just get a cup of tea. And it just gives us a bit of a refresher. I'll top up my chai, and I'm going to play this song. I wrote this on Suno, which I love. And this really sums up what my new program will be in, starts on the 2nd of January. So 2nd of June. Repurpose 3030, and there's the URL you can check out while the song's playing. But let's do that, and we'll come back and we'll see if we can find some of those cool blog posts for you.
Repurpose 3030. Every channel, every screen. From a moment to a movement. Make your content evergreen. Got a post from last year, still hitting like gold. Buried in the feed, but the story's still bold. Turn it to a video, spin it to a show. Same idea, new life, watch it overflow. Why start over when you already know? There's a spark in the archive, ready to glow. Repurpose 3030. Every channel, every screen. From a moment to a movement. Make your content evergreen. Blog to a podcast, clip to a reel. Different kind of magic, but it's all the same feel. Scrolling different platforms, reaching new eyes. Same core message, just a new disguise. You don't need new when the old still shines. Just reshape the signal, multiply the lines. Repurpose 3030. Every channel, every screen. From a moment to a movement. Make your content evergreen. 30 days, let it amplify. Take one spark, let it multiply. SEO dreams in the midnight glow. Watch your whole world start to grow. Different voices, same heartbeat. Different channels, one repeat. You're not starting from zero again. You're just playing it smarter, my friend. Repurpose 3030. Every channel, every screen. From a moment to a movement. Make your content evergreen. Repurpose 3030. Every channel, every screen. From a moment to a movement. Make your content evergreen.
Hey, KKFM, Melbourne, Australia. It's Wednesday here, and we've just spent some time talking about Repurpose 3030. But what we did in the first hour is we talked a lot about this really cool site called Savannah Bay. And I'm just wondering, Tammy, if you've had a chance to pump that into some of your blog posts and what results you're getting there. If not, that's okay. I'm especially skilled at ad-libbing, which is basically a very fancy word for making stuff up. So if you haven't got a chance yet, just hang back with me and we can do that again. I'm going to let Tammy play in the background with some cool blogs of hers and see if we can get a result. Savannah Bay gives you a result over out of 100. Now, one of the things that I love doing is I love experimenting. So I've decided that I'm going to create a whole series of shows about practical AI. Now, while I'm waiting for Tammy to just do some work there in the background, I'll play another song I wrote about the idea that some of this stuff sounds like magic and we're all bogged down in the verbiage, but really AI is quite simple and we just need to get back to it. And I'm going to play another song I wrote about that called Practical AI.
This is practical AI, simple and real, turning just an idea into something you feel. From stuck in your head to something you share, one small step and it's suddenly there. No code, no pressure, just dive right in. This is practical AI, so let's begin. You don't need a lab coat, don't need a degree, just a curious mind and a cup of coffee. Open up a blank page, type a simple line, help me write a story, now your co-designing time. It's not sci-fi, it's not far away, it's in your hands every single day. This is practical AI, simple and real, turning just an idea into something you feel. From stuck in your head to something you share, one small step and it's suddenly there. No code, no pressure, just dive right in. This is practical AI, so let's begin. Need a better headline, need to clean your notes, summarize a meeting or draft that post. It won't be perfect, but it'll get you close, like a quiet collaborator who never says no. You steer the wheel, it helps you drive. It's not alive, but it amplifies. This is practical AI, simple and real, turning just an idea into something you feel. From stuck in your head to something you share, one small step and it's suddenly there. No code, no pressure, just dive right in. This is practical AI, so let's begin. Ask better questions, get better replies. That's the secret no one really hides. Edit, refine, don't copy, paste blind. You're still the author, it's just your co-pilot mind. Start with one thing, keep it real simple. Write, test, tweak, that's the whole principle. This is practical AI, simple and real, turning just an idea into something you feel. From stuck in your head to something you share, one small step and it's suddenly there. No code, no pressure, just dive right in. This is practical AI, so let's begin. So let's begin.
Hey, here we are again. So you've had a bit of a go, Savannah. It doesn't look like your Yeti is working, so you're now on your phone. Is that
I'm pivoting. I'm going to see if I can plug in my Yeti to my phone here. Hang tight. There we go. I think I'm good. I think I'm on the Yeti.
That sounds a lot better. Actually, that was amazing. What we'll do is we'll get you unplug that in a minute. That was an amazing difference.
Was it?
Yeah, very, very substantial. So what happened before is it sounded a bit raw, a bit rough, a bit distorted, bit of a Jimi Hendrix moment. But when you plugged it in, you sounded clear, crisp, and you're on your blue Yeti, which is bloody brilliant. So you just take the floor. I know you've got sort of a little bit of time restriction there. What's going on, and what have you discovered?
Yeah, so I went into the Savannah Bay link. I popped in 2 different articles, and apparently I need some help with my SEO. They both came at 45 out of 100. Keep in mind those were really short articles and just ones that I had posted in the last 2 weeks as I'm brand new to Substack. So I'm really just feeling my way around, but I can see how Savannah Bay will really like beef up my articles. And I really would love to reach more people. Obviously, I have a message, I have something I want to share. So if I can reach more people and something like Savannah Bay is going to help me with the SEO on the back end, I am all for it.
Well, let's try this. So what the great thing about Savannah Bay is that if you scroll down, it'll mean that you've scored 40 out of 100. There's 10 points, each gets 10 points. Right? So the 4 that you've hit, great. But now you've got room. There's at least 5 or 6 that you can try. So what is it recommending you do?
Well, my computer's just coming back online here. It did crash on me. Well, that was why we switched to the phone. Let's just see, like I can see what it's going to say here. Okay, so I did get 10 out of 10 for direct answering at the
Oh,
beginning.
bingo. Oh, that's the hardest one.
So that's, oh, really? Okay. Keyword consistency, I got a big fat 0 out of 10.
Okay.
Paragraph segmentation, 10 out of 10. Absence of filler content, 10 out of 10. Oh, here we go. External link sources, a 5 out of 10. Consider adding more external links to authoritative sources. And then the last one here that is, it's too techy. I don't know what it says. It's a 10 out of 10. It's like JSON dash
JSON.
LD
Yeah.
structure data.
Yeah.
So it kind of gives you a good overview. And then the heading structure was 0 to 10. Content and topics, 0 out of 10. So it shows you where you can expand on some areas. And I mean, obviously what you're doing well. So continue to do that. I'm actually really excited because I wrote an article this morning that I haven't posted yet. I'll put it in my drafts because it needs a URL link.
Yeah.
And see what I can get from that and see what changes I can make.
Yeah. So you can take a screenshot of that if you like, or we can share that privately. But there's a couple of things you can do straight away. One is, and I love this. I'm right into this. I've got 96 articles on Substack.
Oh,
Right. So some of those are related. So so what I do, I'm very proud of this strategy. I thought of this myself. Is that at the bottom of my articles, I write related articles, and I hyperlink to another article on Substack about a similar topic that I wrote or I created. So if you go to one of my articles, you could probably stay there for 10 minutes because there's the article, then there's 3 other articles, and there's a link to other things. I've done this on purpose because we call this dwell time, right? So if you can keep people on Substack, Substack will reward you. And if you've already got articles that are somewhat similar, then you can unbelievably keep people on the site. Substack loves you, and you that score will go up. And as a result, your views will go up. So what we can do this directly is take a screenshot on your app, if you've got the app going, of how many views you've got. And then take a screenshot of that and take a screenshot of the SEO. Then change 1 or 2 things. Wait 10 or 15 minutes. Do it again. Right? I'm getting very impatient. I only wait 1 minute. I want more viewers. What's going on? Come on, hurry up. So I walk around the block. I go and check the mail. I make a cup of tea. I come back and I go, guess what? Another spike. Cool. Another 100 views. Clever. Then it flatlines again. I go, oh no. But all of this tech is there for us. Like this is not a hassle. This is like a gift, isn't it? These 2 sites, they're a gift. You've got a message you want to get out. Substack allows you to do it. Savannah Bay allows you to check it so that more people see it. It's genius, isn't it? We lost you there, Tammy. I'm coming back. So we got 3 Tammys. Actually, here we are. We got the 3 Tammys. Here we've got 3 Tammys. Tammy, one of them will work. Can you hear me? And what's going on? What's going on? You got to love technology. No luck. Can you hear me? Can I hear you? Hello, with you there? And that's why songs come in. And I'll answer your question directly, Marsha, if you got, because I'm a bit worried about this myself. So I created a second version, and this is a very good segue into what Marsha said. I've created a second version of Repurpose 3030 because I'm doing the show.
So got a few for dinner. I'll talk to you in a bit.
Is that you, Tammy? You're back? You got to go? All right. I'll just keep rambling. And we got the 3 Tammys there. I'll just keep rambling. If you've got any questions, please put those in the comments. I do try and get to them if I can. Unfortunately, with the live version of Substack, that doesn't appear in this feed. It does piss me off. But I can't do anything about that. I've got to go and check that manually. So while Tammy's waiting to come back, sort of sussing out some of her tech problems, I just want to talk a little bit about Suno and the AI that's associated with that. I wrote 2 versions of this song. One is my favorite. The second one I'm okay with as well. And I just changed the parameters a bit. And I did a little second song. And what I'll do is I'll play this and then I'll address Marsha's comment because it's a very relevant one.
Repurpose 3030. Every channel, every screen. From a moment to a movement. Make your content evergreen. Yeah. Got a post from last year still hitting like gold. Buried in the feed, but the story's still bold. Turn it to a video, spin it to a show. Same idea, new life, watch it overflow. Why start over when you already know there's a spark in the archive ready to glow? Repurpose 3030. Every channel, every screen. From a moment to a movement. Make your content evergreen. Blog to a podcast, click to a reel. Different kind of magic, but it's all the same feel. Scrolling different platforms, reaching new eyes. Same core message, just a new disguise. You don't need new when the old still shines. Just reshape the signal, multiply the lines. Repurpose 3030. Every channel, every screen. From a moment to a movement. Make your content evergreen.
Okay, there it is. Repurpose 3030. It's a new show that I've got starting in 2nd of June, every Tuesday in June, and every other month that has 30 days. So it's a lot of fun. I think we've lost Tammy, and that's a bit of a challenge. So, but we are having some fun with some of the comments, and the idea of AI is slightly challenging on an ethical point of view. And if you'd like to talk about that, I'd love to hear from you, Marcia. I'd love to hear what you're thinking. But not everyone can join live. So what's happening now is that in May, I have a bit of a break because I'm noticing that a lot of people can't come live to my shows, but they do read my blog posts. Right. So I've got 96 blog posts now, and I'm averaging about 400 views on each. I'm pretty proud of that. So I'm just going to let that sit for a while and research the difference, because I can't talk to myself all day. In spite of what's happening now, I can't just sit here talking to myself. So if no one's willing to come up and speak, I don't really have a show. But we did have the first hour. It was very, 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 very good. Unfortunately, Tammy's had some technical challenges, but she's probably going to just do some work behind the scenes there. And I get it that people are busy and that they can't always join live. So what I'm going to do in May is I'm going to have a break from the live show, and I'm going to research how to get my blog posts to work better. And I'm very proud to say, as I said, that I've got 96 blog posts and I'm averaging about 400 views on each. I never, ever, ever get 400 views on my live shows, never. So I got to ask myself, is it worth doing? It's a lot of fun, but it's a lot of work. And Jason alluded to that on the show. So what I'll do is I'll just hang out for a couple of minutes. And if people have any questions, I can answer those sort of manually, organically, and then hopefully we'll get some more guests. And if not, then that's okay. I'll call it quits and go and have a cup of tea. So I've got quite a few new songs that I've been playing around with, and I think the fundamental one that I really want to pick up on is that for me, Substack feels like home. It's the new one for me, and I think Substack will be equally as good as Twitter was back in the day. And I've written a song about that. Substack feels like home.
Substack feels like home. We're live streaming, so we're not alone. More than just words, now we're homegrown. Yeah, Substack feels like home. Camera off now, but I'm
We're in, we're out. We're in, we're out. We're up and we're down. We're cold, we're hot. Substack feels like home. And Tammy, if you're there, you'll be pleased to know that about 10% of my listeners are from Canada. So I would love to know if you think that Substack feels like home as well. Do we have you there? Are you having some tech problems? What are you thinking? I'll just give Tammy a couple of minutes. This is the challenge of the live show. We often talk about the idea of should you do a live show or should you do a podcast? Now, the challenge with a podcast is that you've got to do it. It's a bit stale, but it goes out and it sounds perfect. And then you just set and forget. The challenge with the live stream is that, mate, it could be bloody amazing, but if it doesn't work, you're left holding a can. So it's pretty interesting. What I'm going to do, this is almost purpose built for this exact scenario. We are at the beck and call of technology with this show, and a lot of it has to do with algorithms, and you know what sites are doing what to what, and it's very difficult to manage it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play another song, this dystopian 80s vibe. Imagine yourself all dressed in black in a dark room. What is this new algorithm and why can't I get my mic to work?
What is this new algorithm? It's reading between the lines. No more noise, just precision. Matching hearts and minds. What is this new algorithm? It's the rhythm of what we do. If you post with passion and purpose, it's gonna find you true. Check my feed this morning, things feel brand new. Posters shuffled, stories I never knew. No more chasing likes, no clickbait thrills. It's 3x stick goal, redefining script. 150 billion thoughts in play, learning what we mean, not just what we say. Every word, every vibe, every clue, all filtered through the lens of you. What is this new algorithm? It's reading between the lines. No more noise, just precision. Matching hearts and minds. What is this new algorithm? It's the rhythm of what we do. If you post with passion and a face, it's gonna find you true.
Okay. Now, why don't we have another go? Tammy has been calling in on a phone and on a PC and a laptop, a Mac, whatever she's got there. She's trying everything. How you doing, Tammy? I got a signal now? What are you thinking? It might be that I can't hear you. This is very challenging. I'll use this opportunity now to have this discussion. Guesting versus hosting. If you were to listen to me talking now, you'd never run your own show. It's just too bloody hard. But it is a lot of fun when we get it working. There's two things that are possibly happening here. One is that Tammy can't hear me and I can't hear her, or that Tammy can hear me and I can't hear her. I don't know what to do if that's the case. But I think it's a little bit of a tech problem. But look, I think this is a very, very good place to start this new conversation if we do get it going. Should we host our own show, or should we go on other people's shows? I'm going to try one more song because this is what it talks about here. Visibility has a long tail, and we need to understand whether we run our own show or whether we go on other people's shows. So I think this sums it up. And if we are indeed having trouble, we might just have to let it go.
Visibility has a long tail. Not every idea leaves a paper trail. You just can't fake what time takes to unveil. 'Cause visibility has a long, long tail. Been running circles through the noise and static, chasing lightning that don't stay. Everyone's screaming for their moment of magic, but I'm okay with the slow play. Little things stack when the spotlight's off. It's a marathon, not a coin toss. Visibility has a long tail. Not every step leaves a paper trail. You can't fake what time takes to unveil. 'Cause visibility has a long tail. Some nights I feel like I'm caught in a scroll, buried deep in the overflow. But every echo finds its home in the quiet. I start to grow. Patience hums like a hidden song. Even silence is singing along. Visibility has a long tail. Not every step leaves a paper trail. You can't fake what time takes to unveil. 'Cause possibility has a roll. All the unseen hours, the clicks that fade, they build the truth I've slowly made. When the moment comes, it'll feel brand new, but it's built on every shade I've been through. Visibility has a long tail, and I don't mind if I set sail through quiet seas